What's up, guys? Sifu here. Today we're going to be going over the top potential league starters for 325, which ascendancies are good and which ascendancies you should avoid. So we're going to start on the duelist tree. New ascendancy, reworked gladiator. Gladiator, I think, will be very good. It will be very good defensively. Very high block chance. Bleed damage will be good. So any bleed build will probably be good. Lacerate, you know, dual strike. Um, you could probably still play bleed mode if you want to. And yeah, Gladiator is pretty good. Um, Probably avoid taking Weapon Master, to be honest. I don't think it's that good, you know, because you're only going to get two of the bonuses, or if you use Vera Nostra, but then you are sacrificing a lot of damage. So I wouldn't say Weapon Master is that good. Determined Survivor is extremely good. Base 50% is a lot. Lucky Block is very strong. Intruder's Violence got buff, and then an aggravated bleed is very strong as well. So moving on to Champion. Champion got nerfed very hard. Um, Gets less fortification, and you no longer get the attack speed, the armor. So I think now that you don't get those bonuses, you really just don't go for fortify. You go for first strike, you go for conqueror, you go for inspirational, and you could do an impale build. You could also do, aura stacking, smite, lightning strike, that kind of thing. You could do explosive arrow, I guess. I've never played explosive arrow champion, but probably works fine. And now move on to Slayer. Slayer is extremely, extremely strong now because of the changes to endurance charges. Now, now that endurance charge gives uh, elemental mitigation, which is the strongest mitigation in the game. Um, yeah, Slayer is really insane. The base ascendancy is just really good. Hope for Leech, you can get impact, more AoE, you can base crit, you know, and masterful form is just really good. So for Slayer, you can play any strike build, Glacial Hammer, play Molten Strike, you can play any strike skill that you want. You can play Cyclone maybe. Um, you could build into a charge stacker. And yeah, Slayer is going to be one of the top picks. Let's play Frostblaze. There's a lot of builds you can play on Slayer. Play Like Glacial Hammer, Omniscience, and just destroy bosses. So that is a duelist. We're going to move towards Juggernaut. And okay, so the Juggernaut got changed. Unbreakable no longer gives elemental negation, chaos mitigation, and unrelenting gives additional per endurance charge. So Slayer's pretty good still. I mean, you stack endurance charges. You could play Molten Strike, Juggernaut, Strength Stacker, and yes, you can league stat. I mean, you can league start Strength Stacker. I did it last week. possible if you know what you're doing. Um, you could play Righteous Fire Juggernaut, but I don't think that's meta anymore. So probably don't play that. Oh yeah, Bone Shatter. Bone Shatter is not gonna be as crazy as it used to be, but still Bone Shatter. Play slams. You know, all three of these Ascendancies, you could play slams really. Berserker, a lot of people are theory crafting slams. It's because of the war cries exert twice. The raise changes, so you just get a lot, like a really big hits on Berserker. Um, Defense is very questionable. You have to really know how to build if you're gonna play. You know, a two-handed Berserker, you're gonna need endurance charges. And if your endurance charges are down, it's not gonna feel good. Not gonna feel good at all, Berserker. So any strike build, any slam build will work for all of these three ascendancies, and for Chieftain as well, you also have Righteous Fire. Um, yeah, you have Righteous Fire, you have play slams because you have the War Cry buff effect. So, and you also get you can also have an extra socket, so you can have like a 7 link slam, which I think people should not overlook. Overall, Chieftain is just very strong. You can have 90 max res, strong slams, you play Righteous Fire, you know. This is a very overall good ascendancy. I think in 3.23, um, I think it was an Affliction League, or maybe the league before that, but I at least started as Blade Vortex Chieftain Strength Stacker, and yeah, a lot of fun. Like 3 million to 2 to 3 million Blade Vortex damage, just blow up, the screen. But it's really cool. For Templar has a lot of builds. You could play Hex Blast, obviously. You play Energy Blade. You play um, what's it called? Reap. Um, is mostly for Inquisitor. You could play Righteous Fire on Inquisitor, but I think Hex Blast will be like the most common thing. And for Hierophant, you already know you got Archmage, you got Archmage Ball Lightning, or Archmage Frost Nova. You got people are going into the Castwell channeling Archmage. Um, Hierophant will be really strong too. It'll be buffed because now you get 16% elemental damage mitigation, which is insane. So, yeah, you're just gonna feel real good on a Hierophant. Um, I don't really know what people play on Guardian, so yeah, minion builds. You play your minion builds on Guardian. I'd probably, unless you know like why you want to play Guardian, I wouldn't pick Guardian. Just play something else. Okay, now which for elementalist you got your standard ignite builds, fire trap, EK, whatever. I don't know if you should pick that this league. But you do you. I say probably should not. You should not league start occultist. Like for bills, like for example, Poison Blade Vortex is got nerfed because we don't have Divine Blessing, and a lot of those builds use Divine Blessing. They either had like Divine Blessing, Determination, or Malevolence. So this is a massive hit, Poison Blade Vortex. Um, you could play Cold Blade Vortex with potentially, but they're gonna struggle. They struggle defensively. That's what I say. Struggle defensively on Elementalist compared to the Marauder and the dual side of the tree. So you have to keep that in mind. Necromancer, you have your SRS, you got your Holy Relic. Necromancer is probably good. So I've never really played Necromancer, so I don't know exactly what builds, but you know, your minion builds, your probably Holy Relic builds is gonna be good. Assassin, trying to think why you would, you know, I don't, I don't, I don't know what you would like weak start assassin for. Maybe for a boss killer, if you're going for some mines, kill bosses, do sanctum. Okay, assassin is good. Trickster, Trickster is just one of the best ascendancies, survivability wise, damage wise. Um, uh, Frostblade Tricksters is real good. You could play it in stacking Wander. The one league start that. Um, I'm not sure what particular builds. You got strike builds. Oh yes, power siphon. Power siphon trickster is gonna be really good. So I would definitely look into that. You also got the locust mines, that junk realm post. Saboteur, same thing. You got mines. I don't know what particular builds. Playing, you got hex blast mines. You know, different kinds of mines and stuff. I don't know if people really weak start with Saboteur, but yeah. So down to the Ranger. Let's start with Warden. Warden. Warden right now is probably the highest damage ascendancy in the game, so you're gonna have a lot of damage. Play a strike build, potentially play a bow build. You got tinctures. Um, Defensive wise, not very good. Um, I mean, you have bark, but you know it takes 2 points. Yeah, you would have to give up one of these. You got tinctures. I don't know. I don't know about the ascendancy point distribution you're gonna go for, but I imagine you want Oath of Spring and you want Oath of Summer. You might want Avatars of Wilds. It is 80% more, which is insanity. It's just insanity amount of damage. Hit Oath of Winter, which is insane amount of damage. So you got Lightning Strike build, you got Bolt Strike builds, you got potentially Wild Strike, you got some bow builds you could play. And then Pathfinder, you got your typical poison builds. You got what's it called? Impending Doom, maybe Poison EK, um, Forbidden Right, maybe. Um, uh, what's that build called? Yeah, Poison Blade Vortex is not very good right now because of Divine Blessing. Anything where you use Divine Blessing and you don't anymore, it's taking a massive hit. So keep that in mind. Um, Pathfinder is a decent ascendancy, but in this league, you really want endurance charges. So if you can't get endurance charges, you're really going to be lacking. I would say that. And that's my main gripe with these three. You need to figure out endurance charge generation. If you can't, you're really just missing out on a lot of mitigation. Um, Ranger, you got your standard bow builds. Let's check the path in here. So you would get gathering winds. You probably get, you need endless munition. Um, I don't know, you might still go for focal point. I feel like this would be a pretty good node, but I don't know if you know, what you drop for it. Because you can't really, you really have to get focal mark, because some markers are just strong. Um, but yeah, any will build. Good. Also, not gonna lie, for Ascendant, I have no idea. So, if you're on here looking for Ascendant, you probably already know what you're doing. Pick whatever build you know. Anyways, guys, really, I just avoid this league. The Witch Ascendancies. Unless you're a Necromancer, I'd really avoid Occultist, Elementalist, because I don't think they're as good. Um, Inquisitor, Hierophant, Guardian all have very solid damage and defense. Um, Marauder, Ascendancies have very solid defense, and Berserker has really nice damage. Not as good defense for sure. Some good defense, really good defense, and really good offense. Um, really good offense. Pathfinder has better defense, but I mean, you have Barkskin, but I don't know how good Barkskin really is. It's gonna feel. Trickster, probably the most defensively sound ascendancy and really good damage. Saboteur, decent defense, good damage. Assassin, decent defense and good damage. He's got elusive. Elusive is really good actually. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, and peace.